You ready?
I'm ready.
You
Let's
sure?
do this.
You positive?
I'm maybe.
Okay. So, welcome to the Northerness Podcast. We are two sisters in fiber coming to you from the same location even today, from Winnipeg, Manitoba, Canada. We are technically
it's like, hey, but that just looks stupid.
Were you doing awkward?
I'm being awkward now.
Well done. We are technically a knitting podcast, or a knitcast, if you will.
Oh, is that a term?
I have no idea.
Is that what the kids are saying these days?
I don't know. I heard it on A Close-Knit Family, and I really like it. So I'm like,
Man, we didn't even get through the intro, and I have to add more stuff to the notes to link to.
When do we ever get to the intro before I have more stuff for you to link through? My name is Jocelyn. My ever-suffering co-host is
Diana.
And hopefully today, the last Sunday before Christmas.
It's the last day before Christmas period for me, because I'm doing it tomorrow, 24th.
Well, technically I have like a family dinner tomorrow, but it's with my uncle and my dad's side of the family. But I'm not hosting, so all I have to do is do the last of my cooking tonight and then get picked up tomorrow. So, you know, my day's pretty easy. So, I'm not stressing nothing.
Nice.
Diana's going to let you know what we're going to cover this week, minus whatever segues I add to the pile.
Yeah, we segue. Okay.
Oh, so much.
Today we're doing What's in Our Cup, Cool Threads, Woolly Workings, Yarn on the Go, Wool Gathering, and Events.
Yep.
Seems short.
Nope.
It's never short.
Nope.
Never, ever short.
We had the same amount of items last time and it was an hour and 20 minutes.
Yeah, I don't know how we do that.
If you just found our podcast, hi, welcome.
Go make some tea, you're going to be here a while.
Probably. If you're a long-time listener, you guys, there's only one more episode till the end of the year.
That's crazy.
Isn't that a crazy thought? And technically you'll get that one in the new year.
Crazy pants.
Because of how weeks work. So this is episode 93? Is that what we decided?
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
I don't
93.
know. You number them. I can't keep track of that stuff. It's crazy talk. And,
well, I wrote down 93, so it's official now.
Works for me. And we are just days away from the new year and days away from other things. But we're going to talk about our knitting and how stress-free Jocelyn is.
I'm slightly stressed.
Really no stress for me this year. I got to make some vegan roast beast.
Oh, that stuff.
Yeah.
That's good stuff.
Yeah. My uncle, who's not an uncle, can make it to... I call him my uncle because he does all the things uncles do, and he is my actual uncle's best friend. So he's been around since I was in diapers, so like this man's known me for ages. Which is hilarious when we go out in public because he's like 6'3", right? Mm-hmm. And he follows around behind me, as everybody does, because it's not a good idea to be in the front because that's where the stick is and you can get whacked. And we talk and we're quite companionable, but we don't look like family because we're not related by blood. We're just... It's the family that isn't family. Everybody
totally
has
understand.
them. So it is astonishing to watch people's faces when I call him uncle because I know they're assuming that we're not, that we're partners. And I'm like, this dude changed my diapers. No. No.
Yeah, no.
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 No. He loves being a single man in his 50s with a plethora of nieces and nephews, of which only 2 are actually related to him by blood. He is quite happy with that. He's quite happy with his lifestyle the way it is. And I enjoy him for what he is. My uncle's best friend and an uncle to me. It's great. It also means I don't have to carry home 20-pound bags of potatoes because he's willing to come get me and help me do that kind of heavy grocery shopping.
Nice.
It's so handy. Sometimes downside is he buys my groceries because he needs to also bring something to Christmas Eve dinner and doesn't want to cook. So technically I'm cooking 2 sides when I only have to bring 1 for myself.
Right. That's the exchange for helping you bring home 20 pounds of potatoes?
That's fine. I consider this
it seems okay.
Terribly okay exchange. Because I love cooking. And I love cooking vegetables. This is not a problem for me. That and the vegan roast beast, which is, I'm going to make her link things again, a video tutorial that I saw from Hot for Food, which is a vegan YouTuber in Toronto, Canada. She is an amazing YouTuber and does really tasty food. And I wanted to make some non-meat choice options. So I've made it before. It's a Thanksgiving thing. It's technically 3-tiered. I only make mine 2-tiered. But it has mushrooms and gluten. Uncle Jay can't have mushrooms, and my cousin Barb, I know I have a cousin Barb, a mom Barb, and I've got 2 friends at knit clubs named Barb. There's too many Barbs in my life. She can't have gluten, so I am making one side dish, which is the vegan roast beast, that has mushrooms and gluten, and that's primarily for everybody but those two. And then I'm making a gluten-free roasted veggie mix, which will be mushroom-free and gluten-free that they can eat out of. So that's what I'm doing to sort of balance the scales, because I love mushrooms. And they're going to try to feed me ham, which I hate ham.
Understand.
I was originally promised turkey, and then they changed to ham.
Scandal.
That's it. I'm going to disown them. I mean, I don't get turkey Christmas Eve because everybody wants ham. Ham's gross!
Agreed. Well, it can be done well, but it's
so rare to have pork done well. So rare. And I am not a fan of the texture.
I was like, I got around, I'm knitting on it. I forgot where I was in a pattern.
Oh dear. So,
all these words to say. I forgot what I was doing.
Super big segue to say I have to do a lot of cooking once we're done recording today. Shall we start with what's in our cup?
Yeah, let's actually start this thing. What are you drinking out of your absolutely enormous new cup that I'm actually really jealous of? It's beautiful.
I bought myself a Christmas present because I'm home alone for Christmas. So I got myself from David's Tea the Joy Inside big mug. It's $18 Canadian for the mug. Don't care. It's huge. I love big mugs. And technically I could use this any time of year because it just says Joy inside, so not technically Christmas related.
This is kind of wintry.
Kind of wintry because we got like little snowflake starbursts on here.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's shiny, it's got a gold rim, and it's full of the last of my rhubarb splash from the Amsterdam tea room today. Which I will not tilt and show you because it is a giant, open, wide mug full of tea.
That's fair. It is a lovely rosy pink color.
Mm-hmm. And it's a tasty, tasty, tasty tea.
On my way here, I had a little bit of time before my car rental came free. More on that in my vlog for today. That'll be up eventually someday, one day maybe.
Sure. I'm not holding my breath on that one.
Yeah, no, me neither. But I have a matcha latte from Little Sister. Because I may have over-eggnogged in the last few days. Not with rum or anything. I have probably an unhealthy love of eggnog, and I only get it once a year, so I've been making my morning oatmeal every day with eggnog instead of regular milk. And I've been putting in all my coffee and all my tea.
Binging your eggnog, have you?
Oh, I have had more eggnog than one single person should have in a lifetime. So instead of getting their seasonal eggnog latte, I went for a matcha latte because it's creamy, but it's not eggnog.
I like matcha tea.
I also had to take a picture of it because they make the little milk foam designs, and I feel like the matcha latte holds the design the best.
Sure.
For whatever reason, I don't know why, but I feel like it holds the design really well.
I like to go into places that serve matcha lattes and ask for them to make me a matcha Americano.
Matcha Americano.
Well, it's because matcha is a green that you add.
Yeah.
Like making instant coffee, only it's like instant matcha because it's a very fine powder that's mixed in.
Yeah.
So I asked them to do that, but then rather than making it a latte, because you mix it initially with a little bit of water,
yeah,
just to fill the rest of the cup up with hot water. Because I don't want the coffee, I don't want the flavoring, I don't want the syrups, I just want the matcha tea.
Interesting.
So that's what I ask for.
Huh. I never thought of doing that.
Yeah.
It's just so good as a latte. But yeah, I could see that because this is pretty sweet.
Yeah, and in my mind, matcha should not be sweet. It should be in the savory category.
Okay, I can
see
that.
Super shocked Jackie. If anybody is a long-time listener, our official unemployed intern who helped us at Knit City this year, because she lives in Vancouver, is home for the holidays, and we were at the parlor downtown this week, and I was looking, because I want to find a good quality matcha to have here at the house so I can make it here at home.
Mm-hmm.
And we stopped in there to see, and they've got a good one, so like I'm gonna go pick it up. But I got just a little sample cup to try. She watched me not put sugar in it and just drink it straight. Matcha should not be sweet. Should be.
Wait. Sorry, you had tea and didn't put sugar in it?
Yeah, it's like one of the few teas I do not put sugar in.
This is a person that takes 2 to 3 sugars in all tea.
Every tea. They're like, oh, it's a sweet fruit herbal tea. Doesn't matter, 2 sugars. It's a black tea. Doesn't matter, 2 sugars. It's coffee. Doesn't matter, 2 sugars.
And if it's been a bad day?
3 sugars.
I know it's been a bad day when she asked for 3 sugars.
Yeah, I'm stressed. It's my version of wine, so. But it's matcha is one of the few ones that I drink without sugar.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Good to know.
Mm-hmm.
I'll file that away under things that might be useful one day.
Just like, never. It will never be useful for you. But go ahead and file it anyway.
Well, I don't know. If I'm ever at a tea store, I'm like, hey, maybe I should get Jocelyn some matcha for whatever upcoming gift-giving occasion.
Yep.
Or just because.
Well,
Because we like new teas.
we do like new teas, just because always works, and we both have birthdays in March, which actually are going to be here a lot sooner than we think they are, so...
It's true. The tea store, 36 Tea out in... Now I have to link that. Out in...
You did it to yourself.
I did. They're in Selkirk. It's a fantastic tea shop, but they have, I think, the biggest matcha selection I've ever seen, but a lot of them are like vanilla or peach or whatever. And they make
A vanilla matcha might be okay if it's not a sweet vanilla.
Yeah, I have no idea. So.
Take me to Selkirk. I don't drive. It's a really bad idea to let me drive. We also have to go to Cornelia Bean. Making you link another place.
Okay.
But it is one of the oldest tea shops in the city, and it has over 200 types of loose tea.
I've never actually been in there.
And we need to go pick up some more prize tea for January prizes from the Year of the Sock this year.
Oh, well.
So we should make a trip.
Yes.
Hint, you guys, part of the prizing includes tea.
What? Okay. Cool threads.
We are into cool threads. I haven't been out a ton this week where I've been wearing anything sort of new or significant. Diana's mittens, because it's not cold enough to wear a hat. And that is the pair of mittens that Diana made me last year for Christmas for the Knit Club exchange. And then, oh my god, I'm getting off screen as soon as I'm done talking. Oh, I forgot Red's gift in the freaking bathroom. And then I've been wearing my exploration station because... Again, we've only been like minus 10 Celsius as cold, which is really not cold to me. And my new Squisha shawl, which is the MCAL I finished last week. That's it for me.
Nice.
I wasn't lying, guys. I'm getting off frame right now because we're going to end up talking about Knit Club things, and I don't have all of the gifts here. I obviously didn't make myself one I made for you guys, so I can only talk about that one.
I couldn't fit most of the gifts in my bag, so I'm relying on you having them on hand.
Yep, I'm working on it.
Okay. Things that I have been wearing. My usual socks and hats. The exploration station has been in heavy rotation, but today with the wind I wanted to seal up my hood on top of my head, and so I pulled out the Rivers wrap because that is an absolutely fantastic scarf. I think it is the world's best scarf. And everybody should make a Rivers wrap because it's an absolutely fantastic scarf.
Mine's sitting in a bowl right there. I got 3 or 4 ends left to weave in, and it's going to my niece for Christmas.
Good.
Because the original version is too short, so I actually looked at and modified the pattern, written out a modified pattern so I can make my own that'll be big enough for me.
Excellent.
That, it was just fun to knit, and I did it in a week, so...
Much to my
chagrin,
amazement, unsurprise.
Should be non-surprise, I knit pretty quickly. Guys, this didn't exist last week, and I'll be done before the end of today.
I gotta take up crocheting again.
I find it's nice when I want to take a break from knitting, and I'm still creating. So it's like an alternative to sewing or spinning or knitting. It's just something else that I can do that I find enjoyable and relaxing.
Yeah, I see it. Oh, yeah, I guess we're on to Woolly Workings.
We are. Do I have something on my shirt again this week? Nope, I'm hallucinating. It's just my hair.
Okay.
Oh, I'm going first, I suppose. I have more things.
I have 3 things.
Oh, jeez. Okay, yeah, I'm going first.
My things are all about socks. I'm heavy into the socks this week.
Apparently. So, last week, you may remember I said I was going to make a shawl for my aunt, because my great aunt, sorry. As my mom pointed out, my uncles would like me to use the proper terminology. I think they're just jealous they're not great uncles. My great aunt, Miss Jerry, is home from the hospital. She got home to Mom and Dad's house on Thursday.
Oh, good.
She's motoring around just fine with her walker.
Good.
For new listeners, she has a fracture in her femur, which is like the biggest leg bone. Not an easy task. I've not managed it, and that's sort of our general rule of thumb. If I've not managed to break it, injure it, dent it, or cause a crack in it, it's a sturdy bone in the body. I am that gifted at injuring myself. And have that many injuries. That's depressing.
Mm-hmm.
So when she was down before she left, she used to live here in the city, I was showing her some of my crocheted shawls, so she wanted to see my work. I'm using C very loosely, guys. My Aunt Geraldine has the same disease I have. So, RP for short. Long version is retinitis pigmentosa.
I was trying to tell somebody what it was the other day, and I'm like, pigmentosa?
It is, and it's hard because that's the name of the family genetic disorder. So that's not the name of what I have. Mine has another very long Latin name I can't pronounce in front of it because that is the specific variation of RP that I have.
Oy.
I'm 35 and I barely can get retinitis pigmentosa out my mouth. Never mind the other one, which I finally figured out. Well, it's progressed enough they can see it. So, she liked a shawl that I had made called the Sort of Half Circle Shawl. Now, it's a free pattern on Ravelry from, Purple Iguana. And I saw the tutorial on the Fiber Spider YouTube channel, which I talked about last week, because I find his YouTube channel adorable. So I'd made it initially out of a nice purple variegated yarn, which I showed everybody. She couldn't see the colors. She didn't know that there was a change in color. So I went out and I picked out some Bernat Pop, which I've never knit in. So it's a new acrylic to me. And I got it in some sort of blue colorway.
It says... No, that's the name of the pattern. Hang on.
Blue something?
Oh, there we go. Blue Streak.
Sure. This is all I've got left in my second ball. These are 150 gram balls. I went up a couple of hook sizes from what the pattern called for because I wanted a looser fabric. So I knew that meant I was going to be going through more yarn. So I went and picked up another ball yesterday. This is all that's left. When you crochet, you use up, what is it, like 30% more yarn? Because instead of taking one strand and turning it into a double strand weave, we're turning it into a triple strand weave.
Yeah.
So you use more yarn. I always forget that. It is light shades of white, tan, blues, and the darkest blue I would say would be like a sky oceany blue.
Yeah.
But it doesn't get any darker than that. And that's really good because the brighter colors are easier for my aunt to see with what little she has left. So I'm going to finish it today. It didn't exist last Sunday. It literally didn't exist last Sunday. I hadn't even cast it on. So here is my second, a sort of half circle shawl.
So big. Man, I really like this. I need to make one.
There's two pattern repeats you can do. You can do the 4-row repeat or the 2-row repeat. I like the look of the 2-row repeat, and my aunt's just going to be draping it over her shoulder and wearing it at home.
Mm-hmm.
So the 2-row repeat's going to give her a nice heat. And again, acrylic, not because she can't wear wool, because she can wear wool, but like my mom helps her with laundry and stuff. There's a reason why the family's taking care of her now. She's at that point where she needs the help. I wanted something that was easy care for her.
Yeah, for
so
sure.
she wouldn't have to worry about it, because she's the kind of person who would stress if something happened to the shawl.
Mm-hmm.
So, that's not a good gift. Like, you don't want your gift to cause stress. That's a bad idea.
Yeah.
So, I've got to decide whether or not I want to do one more repeat or not. And now that Diana's here, once I'm done this row, you might see me drape it on her, because Diana is a lot closer shoulder size to my aunt, who is approximately the size of a small 10-year-old.
She is very tiny.
She wears a kid shoe. She's 78. She is tiny. They needed to give her a kid brace for her leg, because the adult extra small wasn't small enough.
Ooh.
Like, she's a tiny lady. Always has been. So I need to finish this row and then decide if it's long enough or I need to do one more repeat to make it the same number of repeats as the first one I made. I think I need to do the same number of repeats. Do a border and cast her off. Technically not a Christmas present. This is a welcome home, we're glad you're feeling better present, and I'm glad you're healing nicely. It still needs to go out Monday with my brother-in-law and my sister when they drive out to Saskatoon after my brother-in-law's shift in the morning. Still need to get it done tonight. So you guys are not going to see a finished one. Unless my mom happens to take a picture of my aunt wearing it, which she might for me. So here it is in all its glory, all the pretty stripes. The Bernat Pop is a self-striping yarn, or variegated?
Self-striping.
Self-striping yarn.
It makes stripes.
It looks great. Like, it's just, the colors are nice, the stitch definition's wonderful. So here's a mini review. You know, if you need to or choose to work in acrylic, Bernat Pops is really not a bad option.
I like it.
Quite nice. And it's a little stiff, but I know it'll soften up because acrylic always does after it gets washed and blocked. So it's getting washed and blocked tonight because tomorrow it's got to be in a bag and out the door to go to Saskatoon.
Yep. Well, you can dry your acrylic as well, right?
Oh, yeah.
And the heat helps to
Soften up that's what I've been doing to soften up my cocoon cardigan. Like, if you were to touch it, it's like buttery soft. That thing goes in the washer and dryer once a week because I wear it all the time. Same with my other cardigan, the stripy cardigan I just finished, and my granny square pullover. And they're so soft and drapey because I just washer and dryer them, which is all you have to do with acrylic.
Nice.
I don't want everything in my wardrobe to be hand wash only.
So much of my junk is hand wash only.
Laundry would take too long. I have a life.
Yeah, laundry takes too long.
Now, I love my superwash socks, which I'm wearing the ones Diana made me by accident. And they're great, and I throw them in the wash and I hang dry them. Because they go in with my foundation garments. Ooh, fancy wordage. Listen, these girls don't stay up on their own. There's very expensive wired things holding them up where they belong. So, I'm going to be working on this while we podcast, but that's the first thing. Should I keep going? Is there more? Should I talk more?
Yeah, sure. Do another one and then I'll jump in.
I'll alternate, because all I have are other things. You guys! Look, or don't look if you're listening. Listen!
Hey, listen!
Listen to me! These are the Knock Your Witchy Socks Off socks.
Are they done?
I have not darned my ends, and I have not sewn my heel closed with the Kitchener stitch. All that is left to do tonight is some sewing. And if anybody's been watching the vlogs, they'll know that I am working on my mending pile because I don't want to have any mending at the end of the year. So tonight is a mending night once I'm done the shawl that I'm working on. So they are as done as they'll be until you see them never, because they'll be on my feet and I won't talk about them ever again, because that's how I work. I don't generally mention my socks, but my shorties are done, so I can wear them for Christmas Eve dinner tomorrow, because I'll be at my uncle's house. They're going to, again, get darned and tonight washed and blocked and dried overnight, because I have sock blockers.
Nice.
So excited. I have a little bit of a line on my heel, because I bound off and I need to sew the heel closed, but I'm not terribly worried about it. I put one on my foot and it fits perfect, so it's going to sit not at the bottom, just a touch above, so it's not going to bug me at all.
Nice.
Super happy. So these were done in the colorway Knock Your Witchy Socks Off by Ginger Snap That. This is a freaking amazing sock yarn.
I love the color. They're just so vibrant. I'm
ordering more colors from her next year in sock yarn, because this is they're just too, and it's such a pleasure to knit with. So good. So I have a contrast mofo safety orange, heel, toe, and cuff. And the mini was enough to do heel, toes, and cuffs at an inch cuff for me.
Nice. Did you have any leftovers?
I have like a little bit.
So it made like the perfect sock.
Yeah. I've got a ton of the Knock Your Witchy Socks Off colorway, but that's because I make shorty socks, not full length socks. So I might use that to make like some Joe's perfect slipper socks, or all of it will go into my Scrappy Memories blanket because I really love this colorway. So that is a pair that will be completed as of tonight, because I'm going to weave in my ends and wash and block so I can wear them. Is tomorrow Christmas Eve?
Tomorrow is Christmas Eve.
So I can wear them for dinner tomorrow.
Excellent.
Because I'm getting...
Bad podcaster. Empty your video card before you start.
I don't know, I'm likely to keep that part.
I know.
Just as a thought. Crazy girlfriend. Oh, hey, she did find a nice countertop.
Oh, that's pretty.
One of our girlfriends and her husband are renovating their kitchen. She thought Home Depot would be not busy the last Sunday before Christmas. I'm like, don't be silly. Men still have another day to buy things. It'll be crazy everywhere.
Man, it's probably even going to be more insane tomorrow.
Busiest day of the year is Christmas Eve. Unless you work at a liquor mart, in which case it's New Year's Eve. I've worked both. That doesn't surprise Diane at all. What was I saying? Something about Christmas socks. Anyway, I'm going to wear them for Christmas.
Yeah.
We're good. It's not a problem. I'm going to sew when it ends. I have 3 things left.
Okay. I also have 3 things.
Oh, good. Let's alternate now.
Okay. I also conveniently just finished a row.
Oh, works. Perfect.
All right. I've learned how to say all right a lot and make irritating clicking noises with my mouth. So I'm working on stopping doing that.
I'm endeavoring not to swear too terribly often because we don't put a disclaimer at the front of the podcast. We attempt to be family friendly. I'm not always the best at executing that attempt, but I do try.
I feel like
I don't have a small child in my house. I don't have kids, so it doesn't occur to me that it's not a good word. It's my cat. She doesn't care.
I have been working on what am I calling these? Skip socks? October socks? Whatever. Dingle-dop socks. Let's go with dingle-dop socks.
You keep changing it. You started them in October, so they are your October socks.
Yes. The stitch pattern is of my own devising, if I can make it focus, which it's refusing to do. That's cool. The stitch pattern is of my own devising from looking at other socks on Ravelry. It is a 2x2 rib with alternating skip stitches. SKYP, meaning slip one, knit one, slip one, knit one, yarn over, pass, slip, stitch over. Which when you stack 2 of them on top of each other, you stack 2 of them on top of each other with just plain knits on either side, it ends up looking like this faux cable thing, which is really cool. This week, I've had very little knitting time, but at Knit Club the other day, I was able to get my heels done. This is a Fish Lips Kiss heel. The pattern for that is, I think, $1 on Ravelry. Totally worth it.
You get so much stuff. You don't just get the heel. You get like
this whole
how
thing
to make
about
socks fit perfectly, and
Yes.
how I'm like, oh, I never use the heel because it's not my favorite heel. But that additional information, like the foot form stuff,
so useful.
so
regardless of what heel you want to use.
So useful.
Anyway, I really like the Fish Lips Kiss heel because I think it's really easy to do. I think it makes a really nice looking heel. So it really bothers me when you do a heel and you can kind of, like, there's this weird line of stitches where there's like decreases or whatever weirdness going on. I really like the Fish Lips Kiss heel because it just looks like a line of knit stitches that curve, which you really can't see right now, but I'm trying to show it off. But trust me, it just looks like the line of knit stitches is just going, and then it just goes whoop, like 90 degrees, and it's just still knit stitches, and it doesn't do anything else weird, and that is very appealing to me. It is an appealing, attractive sock heel.
It's also a nicely, generously sized sock heel, and it's not too narrow.
And it's also really easy to execute.
It's not a bad heel. I just prefer my short row better, so.
The one mildly irritating thing with it is the way that it works out. You end up having to cut the main color yarn so that you don't wind up with a line of your contrast color going around the front of your heel, or going around like your ankle.
Okay.
So it means you have a couple more ends to weave in if you're doing contrast color. If you're not doing contrast colors, have at her.
Yeah. I have no idea why I'm sniffly or sneezy today, but boy, oh am I. Oh, never mind, I do. Ha 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 ha.
You just always seem to be allergic to me, so...
No, I've been cleaning behind the washing machine because that's where the cat got stuck yesterday.
Oh, yeah.
And she was filthy when I got her out of there.
Oh.
That's why I'm
Silly
sniffly.
cat.
I've been dealing with a place that nobody ever cleans behind.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
gross.
Yeah. Okay, so I have not too much yarn left. I'm gonna go until I run out of this, and then I've got some more purple. So I'll get some nice cuffs on there, and those should be done. I'm looking forward to... So I'm hosting Christmas tomorrow, which means...
No time.
The next 2 days I have 0 time to knit, but after that, my work is done, and I get to go to everybody else's Christmases for the next 2 days.
She still
So
won't knit.
I'll have tons of knitting time.
Nope. The moment you get to your husband's sister's house...
Oh, that's right, there's kids.
You have no... What kind of... You're not me.
Okay. Boxing Day, I have yet
There you
another
go.
Christmas.
Is that with adults and no kids? Because you are like a kid magnet.
There are kids, but I am not the favorite aunt because I'm this strange person they see once a year that they probably never remember.
Beautiful. Then yeah, you'll
I
have
am
time.
not the favorite aunt.
You'll have time to knit at the Boxing Day event.
Yes. So Boxing Day, I have lots of time to knit.
There you go. That's more accurate.
Yeah.
Like, what are you talking about? We've done Christmases together for years. You don't have time to knit.
I have time to knit up until the kids arrive. Anyway, so I'm hoping to have... I think I should have these socks finished by next podcast, and then I can finish that other sock so that I have another pair, because I have just a single sock right now at home. It's been waiting for its pair since the spring because I got distracted with all these nice speckles.
Oh, jeez.
I blame you for that, because you came home with that set of Midnight Cravings, the cinema set.
I'm sorry for showing you really nice indie dyed yarn.
And I just had to cast it on right then.
Not my problem.
And no, I blame you. It's all your fault.
Sorry, you don't want me to bring you home pretty gifts?
Well, no, I do. It's still your fault that my one sock has been lonely for several months.
You heard it, Tamara. She doesn't want pretty shiny gifts when I come out to visit this year.
I never
too
said,
tempting.
I never said anything of the sorts. Alright. What's your next thing?
I'm up again?
Yeah.
Let's not talk about socks. Let's talk about more crochet stuff. Oh my god. Gotta lean. This is a fat circle.
Yep.
Doesn't look like much. It's quite squishy.
It's a very stylish hat.
It's super not a stylish hat. This is the middle insert for the cat bed. So, it's all done and stuffed. And I'm currently working on the outside part. I'm going to need the second ball of yarn because the outside obviously is going to be big enough on the bottom. I'm using a 7.5 millimeter hook. It's the nice bamboo hook, which I'm going to do this so you can feel the hook.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, you guys, it's so light, but it has this lovely, like a slight texture, but it's so smooth, but it's nicer than...
Oh yeah.
I like this. I'm going to keep
nice.
it.
So I've got my circle going here. So this circle needs to be about a hand width bigger than the stuffed pillow I just showed you, so that the stuffed pillow will sit on the inside. And then I need to do a raised rim that I can stuff a little bit, so that my cat will have a cat bed. I suspect I'm going to need a second ball of yarn.
Potentially.
Yep. Oh, I know I need to. So I'm doing this out of the Charisma in a navy blue colorway. Just quite pretty. It's again acrylic loop and thread. It's for a cat. She doesn't care. She finds it soft and squishy. It's because she likes to lay down on elevated places. So you got couches. She's got her cat stand and stuff. But I have a plastic tote that sits in my bedroom that stores, for me, excess granny squares right now and blanket projects because I need somewhere to put them where they're safe from things. So she likes to sleep on top of it, so I'm just making her a bed to sleep on so that she's not just sleeping on plastic. So it's like a bit more comfortable for her. So that's what I'm working on. Give me back my hook.
No.
Give it back.
No.
Give it back.
Okay.
Give back the hook. You're not walking away with this. I just
tried.
discovered I really like bamboo hooks. I wasn't sure about wood hooks because I don't like wooden knitting needles. Turns out, when it's in a hook format, I love them. So what do I know? It's a thing. Your turn.
My turn. Okay, so I have a small obsession with socks. I cleaned up around my knitting chair the other day, and I unearthed a whole pair of socks. Like a finished pair of socks that just needed the ends woven in. So I woven the ends last night. I'm gonna wash them and block them, and they might be a Christmas present for somebody, or maybe they're a Christmas present for me. I haven't decided yet.
You're such a fruitcake.
So let me turn one of these right way around. I don't remember what the name of this yarn is because it was the German sock yarn from like way back in the spring.
The one where you couldn't pronounce it for the first chunk of time.
Yeah, that one. And yeah. Wait, so that has a Fish Lips Kiss heel.
Yes.
And does this one also?
I don't know. I didn't make them.
Because I did this one with a Fish Lips Kiss heel. Same as my other pair of socks. And then the single sock has an Afterthought heel.
Oh, jeez.
It's out of the same yarn. Yeah. Anyway, lovely self-striping in various shades of purple, out of some kind of German sock yarn that is on the project page that I will link in the show notes at down below in the description box if you're on YouTube, or if you're listening to us, northernknitspodcast.com. Yeah, so finished, semi-finished, almost finished, just needs washing.
Sure.
Finished, but not finished.
Not super finished?
Not the finished justest that it could be.
It is? I'll let you know when we're done. My sister would like to do laundry. We should finish recording at some point.
Okay. Keep going.
Isn't it weird? She doesn't want to be on the internet. What kind of sibling is that? You know I won't cut it out, that's why you're not replying. Yeah, she's smirking. Alright. Last but not least, I was out in public, which meant I worked on my goldfish memory shawl. I know we all love hearing me talk about the shawl for weeks on end. I have got to get this done. This thing's been languishing for far too long.
But we all love looking at the pretty colors every week.
It's so pretty! Took the stitch marker out, or progress creeper out, so not entirely sure exactly how much progress I got done, but I definitely for sure got a color section done, so. I tend to find sections that require me to purl. I'm a little slower at than the straight knit, though I do like what it looks like. So here is my goldfish memory shawl, making slow incremental progress through section 4.
Ooh, very nice.
Ooh, yeah.
Very nice.
It's going to look really pretty when it's done and all stretched out. Looks good. It's going to be an on the diagonal rectangular shawl. I'm making it out of a variegated red from Knitted Wool Fluctuating Yarns. And everybody say it with me, 2 from the Dye For You Lady Allie. Some really pretty colors. 1 in a pink that's Don't Make Me Blush. And a white that is in light and shadow. They work together spectacularly well with this red from Knitted Wool Fluctuating Yarns. So, yes, I need to get my keystering gear and get more work done on this. I'm out for a bit during the holidays, so I am going to work on it then, I suspect. Because this is something I can pull out and work on that looks good when I'm out in public.
It's very pretty.
And is not terribly mentally consuming, so you can do it while you're around other people. Some projects are terribly mentally consuming, and you can't do them in public. And everybody has one, whatever yours happens to be, that's okay. So, theoretically, I have more progress done for the next time we meet up and chat. It lives in my coffee bag from Dragon Fiber Arts. I got for my birthday last year. From Diana.
Alright. For my last one, it is yet more socks. I didn't bring them with me because I want to talk about repairing socks.
Sock kick this week.
Yeah, so also in that pile of stuff, I unearthed my repair pile.
Oh, yep.
And I have a pair of socks that I made for my mom a couple of years ago, and she wears out in the balls of her feet all the time. So I'm doing, there's a number of different ways of repairing holes in socks. These are fairly small holes. So what I am doing is weaving the yarn such that it looks like knitted fabric when I am done. Because there are 3 main ways of fixing it. If it's a very big hole, maybe your best option is to just knit a rectangle and stitch that on. This is on the bottom of the sock, and that's not really an option because that would be terribly uncomfortable. Another option is to just do like crosshatch weaving so that you get a woven repair, which is okay, but I want to go the extra mile and make it blend in and look like knitted fabric, which is, you know, hard mode, because of course that's what I wanted to do. Anyway, so I'm in the middle of a repair on those socks, which is why I didn't bring them with me, because I didn't think the repair would travel very well because it's not stabilized yet.
Yeah, no, it's probably best that those stayed home.
But I'm going to link to the video tutorial that I'm using. I believe it's by Very Pink Knits?
Possible. We tend to use a lot of her tutorials for that. She's a really good tutorial maker.
She does them slowly and clearly and repeats a lot. She does very excellent tutorials. She's been doing it for like 10 years or something.
Oh yeah, no, she's
good at it.
Very good.
So sock repairs, because you spend all this time on your socks, so, you know, repair them. But also maybe don't make socks out of cotton bamboo blends. They feel lovely, but this is, I think, the third time I've repaired this pair of socks for my mom. So maybe don't use cotton bamboo blends. Find something with nylon.
You know what would be really good as a cotton bamboo blend into fingering weight?
Hmm.
A comfort fade cardi.
Yes. But I have merino for that.
You do, and it's going to be equally as good. I'm thinking I get warm in the summer, but I comfort fade cardi out of cotton bamboo. That could be a nice spring summery
that would be lovely.
cardigan for Jocelyn. Because I can't wear any wool of any variety in the summer. I'm too warm.
I still wear wool socks in the summer.
Diana can contest walking around with me the moment there's no snow on the ground. I'm already more unlayered than most people around me.
Yep. Sandals on, socks off.
Yep. As soon as I can. Nothing wrong with socks. I enjoy wearing them. I just get too freaking warm.
Fair enough. Alright, that is all of my stuff.
That's all of your stuff? Oh, geez. I have one more thing to do, which is mostly just to speak about rather than really say I've made any progress on. Technically it counts because I did a row. That's not saying much, you guys.
It totally counts.
In my fancy new bag from Miss C, one of our knit club ladies, we have the knit club that we attend in person has got like 4 core members. I always want to say 3 because it's like me plus 3 others.
Yeah, but there's 4 total.
4. Other people come and go, which is super cool. We're a chillax knitting group, and that's kind of how we like it. But the 4 of us get together at Christmas, and the December meetup we try to just make a little more private because we exchange gifts. We've been knitting and working together for years. So this was what Miss C made this year for us, which was project bags.
I did not bring mine because it didn't fit in my bag, but
Totally
it is the
cool.
same style, except
Same style,
mine's
just different fabrics.
different fabrics, yeah.
Yeah, I have bumblebees on mine. It's a cute little zipper top one. It'll do good for like up to 2 projects, 1 to 2 project skeins.
2 skein projects, you mean?
2 skein projects.
Yes.
Wow, that was not English. Okay, so for the moment,
Good effort.
good effort. For the moment, I have got my coffee
Cup of Joe.
Cup of Joe socks. Yes,
Yeah.
my Cup of Joe socks, which I bought the yarn for at Hannah, the Manitoba Fiber Festival. Did I not?
I don't remember anymore.
I can't remember when I bought these. It's from Allie from Dye For You. No, I bought them in the summer from Woolsey Wool.
That makes more sense.
So I'm making a pair of them. I had run into some problems when I was doing my heel, and Diana had to help rescue me. So they're back on the needles. I've got my prep rows done, and as you can see, I do my socks 2 at a time, toe up. So doing heels is interesting. So I do the heels on wooden DPNs because I simply have not bothered to go buy metal DPNs. I'm not a massive wooden needle fan. So I will
a little bit sticky.
Yeah, it's just too much sticky for my enjoyment. So what I will do is I will short row each of the heels and then put them back on the magic loop and then finish knitting the sock in the magic loop.
Yep.
So the heels are done 1 at a time on a DPN, and then the front of the sock just lives on the second half of the magic loop needle.
That's effectively what I do for mine, because you have to do short row heel. I think you have to do all heels, I think, back and forth.
Yes.
So I just shove one sock down to the end of my, because I also do them magic loop.
Okay, that's fair.
So I just shove one down to one end of the magic loop.
Yeah.
That only works if you have an excessive amount of cord, which I like having. When I buy circular needles, I just buy the longest cord possible because I just do magic loop.
Why
or
would you do not the longest cord possible?
if you hate magic loop.
Sure, I guess. I like magic loop. and
So do
like
I. So I
2
just
at a
buy
time
the
toe
longest
up,
cord
so,
possible,
yeah.
and
Do it
that's
that way.
fine.
Yeah, no, totally makes sense. So this is my Cup of Joe colorway from Allie from Dye For You. It is a variegated tonal brown colorway that goes from coffee colored with a lot of milk to coffee with no milk, which I love. So it's living in my fancy new project bag, and I'm hoping to get these done before the end of the year. We'll see how that works. The heel's the hardest part. Once I'm past the heel, I can put them back on the magic loop, and then I'm just going around. And because I only go up 2.5, 3 inches from my ankle, it doesn't take me long to finish the sock once this part's done. The longest part for me is the foot. Though, still, 2 at a time. I never have to go back, and I never have to worry about not having my socks finished. Because when I'm done one, I'm done the other. Such a good idea. So this might become my secondary sock project bag. Because let's be honest, I'm buying more of those red lace Chow Gu needles.
Those are great needles. I should put those on my Christmas list.
I did. I asked for lace weight ones because I got some lace weight shawls, and I asked for a second set of sock ones, and I asked for another pair of 4mm because those are the ones I knit the most stuff in. 4mm, 2.5mm, and I think it's a 3.5mm for the lace because lace patterns call for 3.75, and I knit fairly tight.
Yep.
So I want to be able to watch the stitch definition. I can't remember if I asked for the 3.5 or 3.75. I asked for one of them. Just don't remember which one. I'd actually have to go check my list.
Number, 0.5, this 5, that
I made
5.
sure it was correct when it went out. And whatever doesn't get purchased between now and my birthday, I will purchase for myself after my birthday. No problem. Which includes an Instapot. That's my last project. That's it. We're out of projects.
Excellent. I will stop this recording then.
Yep.
Record. Socks. Come to me. Alright,
Socks come to you?
Yes.
Alright. We're ready for another section?
It is time for some yarn on the go. Your yarn went so many places this week.
So I didn't have a day in.
Oh.
Think about it. We did some non-really fun talky stuff. Like I went out for coffee. I worked on, what was I working? Coffee shop, shawl, the Goldfish Memory shawl. The big ones is I made it out to Knit and Nush, which is always a delight. We were 2 tables. I think we were like 10 to 12.
Oh, that's lovely.
So it was a great way to wrap up the last Knit and Nush for the year because we won't be meeting again and across the board till the new year. I have to get on and see if they've gotten the schedule posted for the new year for everybody.
I would love to make it out to that one day, but, you know.
It's Tuesday in the middle of the day.
Just can't go to things in the middle of the day, you know?
Well,
it's
most
like I have
of
to
us
go to work.
Are either retired or work for ourselves, so.
Yeah. I'll get on that, I'll get on that starting my own company thing.
Sure.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, if you think about it, I don't have a husband, I don't have kids. So I don't have dependents living at home, I don't have a partner living at home.
Just a cat.
Just my cat, which is a fur baby. So I tend to actually get along better with women who are retired than women who are my own age. It's just where we are in lifestyles and life cycles. I don't understand or get the point of talking about schools and education, and because it's not a part of my life. But having full-grown adult kids who aren't at home and talking about going for coffees and house renovations and, you know, balancing time with family versus time with your friends and, you know, working for yourself or being retired and having free time on your hands, which is fairly similar to being on disability for things. You have a lot of free time and different levels of isolation and stuff that occur with it. So I tend to bond better with women in their 60s who are retired or are retiring with full-grown adult children who don't live at home anymore.
Interesting.
How much do I have in common with a young married couple having babies? I have nothing in common with a young married couple having babies. They're usually younger than me. I also don't have babies. I have a cat. I do have some married friends who only have pets. I get along fine with them. Because it's the same idea. We just talk about our pets like they're children. Because to us, they are our children. But it doesn't translate as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, it'll happen if you decide to have children. There'll be some distance and separation because I don't do diapers. I don't do massive amounts of kids' books. I don't, and there are joys to it too. I mean, like, I'm the kind of aunt who goes to Christmas plays. I have no problems with this.
Yeah, I'm good with the aunt thing. There are no babies coming here anytime soon.
Yeah. So, it's totally fine, but it's for some people it's a thing. So it's weird when I sit there and think about it, but all of my closest friends are either 5 years or more younger than me or like a decade plus older than me.
Neat.
Well, how many other people do I know can go to a knitting meetup in the middle of the weekday or take knitting courses all year long on weekends? Most moms can't because there's sports, there's school activities, there are other commitments.
This is true.
And those commitments won't last forever, and they should take precedence. It just means I spend a lot of time with women who have cats and a lot of house renos on their plate. Or university students.
Fair enough.
It's the way my life works. But it does mean I get to do fun things like go to Knit and Nosh all the time. Which I super enjoy doing.
I shouldn't complain too much. I set up a craft club at work, so it's effectively knit and nosh. We're knitting and eating.
Yeah,
so.
at work. Yeah, no, it totally works.
It's effectively the same thing.
Yeah, mine is down and across the board. The owner is amazing, and he's been really kind to helping us get upset and getting us all set up and helping advertise. So, if you're ever in Winnipeg, look up across the board and check out their events. Most knit noshes I'm there for.
I think the worst thing about it is probably the parking.
Well, that's because it's the exchange
Yeah.
district. So, I mean, I feel like you can't claim to live in
So like if
any
the
city
worst
if you
thing-
don't complain about downtown parking.
Fair enough.
Doesn't matter about the size of the city. You will complain
Anyway,
about the downtown
My
parking.
point being, if the worst thing about an event is the parking,
It's
it's a good event.
a good event. Deal with it. And I don't even think there's so much the parking. It's that they complain that they have to pay for the parking.
That's expensive.
It's like $3.50 an hour now.
Yeah, it's like weirdly expensive.
Well, yeah, but think about it. Nobody will work for minimum wage. Everybody wants more for less, and they all want to make the maximum amount of dollars. Well, no wonder we're paying more for everything.
No, you also can't live on minimum wage.
No, you cannot.
Anyway, that's a whole political, financial
Thing?
That's too heavy for today. It's too heavy for the day before.
It's too heavy for any day.
Christmas.
What other events did I do? I went to D&D. It was
Yep.
at Diana's house, so I traveled. She didn't.
I did not.
What was I working on there too? I think it was my goldfish member. No, it was my sock. It was my sock. I was working on my knock your witchy socks off.
Yes,
It's
and
a
I was
little bit
picking up
quieter.
stitches on your socks.
Listen. Can you blame me?
No.
The DM was trying to kill me. Startled the snot out of me, and I was mid-stitch, and I went, what? My hands popped. And then I went, oh, I'm just going to hang on to these. Deal with whatever it is I was dealing. We were in a big battle for D&D.
Displacer beasts?
Yeah, for Displacer Beasts and
Yeah.
us.
Yeah, I
in
screwed
an
it up, guys. I was trying to help and I screwed it
alternate
up.
dimension, alter plane already, and then you ripped a fabric in
Oh,
the alternate
yeah!
plane with your, we call it Hordor,
Yeah.
but that's not what it is.
No, it was Arms of Hadar?
Yes, we just call it the Arms of Hordor,
Yeah.
because then your husband plays the Hodor Game of Thrones song.
Yeah. Game of Thrones theme where it's just sung by Hodor.
Hodor? Yeah.
Hodor, Hodor, Hodor.
Yeah, that one, which is great. It works well. But you did that to rip a hole to the plane we were already in. So that messed with some physics.
I think I ripped a hole to a different place in the plane.
Yes. Which prevented us from getting back to our original plane. So now we're going to go talk to the voice in your head. After
Yes.
we nap. Because the cleric
I
needs...
love that
the-
summary.
The cleric needs a long rest.
I ripped a hole to the different place in the plane we were already in, so now we're
We're
going to go talk to the voice in
your
my head after we have a nap.
Yes. I have 2 level 1 spell slots left, and 1 channel divinity left to my name, and cantrips. That's it. We're sleeping.
Yeah,
I
I've got
need
no
a
spell
long
slots
rest.
left either.
I need a long rest. We are level 6. I cannot go deal with a god on 2 level 1 slots.
What?
And cantrips, you guys.
You just gotta be creative.
Nope. Not happening. Taking a nap. The DM Mr. B had done something and I just startled, so I dealt with what it was that he was talking to me about, and then I was like, the DM scared me, I dropped stitches. I just kind of passed it off to Diana, and she was like, oh, jeez. Don't count it as a fiber flub, it was more like, I shouldn't have been working on socks. I should have been working on something where I've been like, oh, cool, it's fine. Something where I was quite so intently focused.
I find that hilarious. The
That's
DM's
what
trying to kill me and I drop my stitches.
And I dropped my stitches. Which is kind of hilarious when you think about it, that there's only one person at the table who does not knit beside the DM, your husband. He needs to find his chainmail plier so he can work on his chainmail
Yeah, he
while we're
does.
working on our knitting. Well, Mr. B's so kindly DMing for us when he should really just tell us off for not focusing on what we're doing.
Yeah.
I put so much work and effort into it, and if you were to see us, like, as an outside, it would look like we're not even paying attention to him at all. We are, but it's gotta look bizarre.
Oh, probably, yeah.
So I think, what else did I do this week? Knit Club, which is
Yeah,
at your
we-
house. You
yeah.
literally didn't do anything this week, did you?
Well, I did a lot of stuff. I just hosted a lot of the stuff, so I didn't go anywhere.
Friday night we did our annual gift exchange / knit club for the month for the girls here in the city. So we got together and we ate a bunch of food, delicious food. In fact, food from the vegan restaurant called Delicious.
It is, in fact, delicious.
It is, in fact, Such good comfort, not healthy for you vegan food. It's
the best.
Amazing and not healthy. This is not the kind of food you eat and feel superior about. This is the kind of food you eat and think to yourself, man, I'm full and I don't care. I'm eating more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely, 100%.
Oh yeah, I had the sweet and sour gluten balls. I love the sweet and sour gluten balls.
I should have got some of those. I forgot those were a thing.
Sweet and sour gluten balls, because they've got some pineapple chunks fried in there too.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then I get it with steamed rice. Oh, just so happy when I eat that. And some fried tofu, broccoli with chow mein. And of course, the deep fried mushrooms.
With spicy salt.
Because life exists around the deep fried mushrooms with spicy salt.
Yes. Yes, it does.
It is so good. You guys, we had, 3 orders for 6 people?
Mm-hmm. We ate them all.
There were no leftovers. And it's not like they're like, oh, they give you 12 mushrooms. No, they give you a 12-inch plate, packed pyramid style of mushrooms.
It's a lot of mushrooms.
And when they're doing takeout, you open up the fried rice container and the fried rice is taken on the top shape of the top half of the takeout rectangle container. And it maintains its shape after you open the container because it is that tightly packed.
Yeah.
That is how they do food portions. They're huge. They are smoking hot. It was super hot to touch after the 10-minute drive from the restaurant to your apartment.
Uh-huh.
And walking outside to get into places. It's hot, which I love. Not spicy hot, but really warm food. So we did that. We ate dinner and we knitted and we chatted, as we always do. We crowdsourced things, as we always do. I worked on my goldfish memory shawl. No, I worked on my sock. I was doing my other heel. But that was it. That's our last meet club for the year.
Do we want to talk about some of the presents that we got?
Sure. Well, I talked about the project bag.
Yeah.
Which we totally got. I made the girls a painting and a stitch marker. And I gave them, last year I got the David's Tea 24 Days of Tea, which left me with a whole bunch of tiny little tea containers.
Which are super useful for giving more stitch markers in?
Yeah, because they store stitch markers really nicely and keep them nice and protected when you get nice pretty stitch markers. So I gave the girls a stitch marker each. And a little tin, because I don't need 24 of them yet. One day maybe, but not right now. Red made us some cute little baskety dude. It's kind of hard to describe as anything other than a baskety dude.
It's a cute little...
It's a baskety dude.
It's a baskety dude, yeah.
It's a baskety dude. It is wonderful. It's nice and circular. It's all got a little bobble so you can loop it closed. No idea what stitch pattern she used or anything, but it looks great. It looks so good. It's nice and floppy. But it held little face scrubbies for us.
I'm so excited. They're in the bathroom waiting for me. I'm gonna have a nice pamper facial thing going on tonight.
Cute little face scrubbies. So there's 4? Yeah, everybody got 4 scrubbies in a little container, which is, the rule is that we hand make, so that it doesn't matter what type of thing you hand make, it just has to be a handmade item.
Mm-hmm.
So I handed paintings for everybody, well, more drawings for everybody, because that's kind of what I was into this year. So I did one housework is for people who don't know how to knit.
Yes.
Yeah, I make string into pretty things. Just little quotes and things you can hang on the wall and look cool. I have one on my wall that says, I'm waiting to see if my coffee decides to use its powers for good or evil today. It's the sort of stuff I like. So, cute. They're made out of cotton. They're completely washable. And as someone who wears makeup every day of her life, this is a great idea.
Okay, I think I need to put these socks down for a while because I just screwed up 2 things in a row.
You're done with the socks.
I think I'm done with the socks for a little bit. Whoa.
We need to take a break. Diana gave us stitch markers, which were little tiny snow cones. And she made us coconut sugar scrub?
Yes, coconut, vanilla, cinnamon, sugar scrub.
Whatever. It smells tasty and I'm going to use it in the shower tonight.
It also tastes delicious.
I'm not going to eat it, but
You could
sure.
eat it. It's just food.
I'm sure I could, but I'm not going to because that's not the point. If the point was that I was to eat it, then I would, but that's not the point of the thing. Guys, I have 50 billion tins of stitch markers in my life. I never know where anything is anymore. Oh, yep, your snow cones are in here. These are the tins I'm talking about. So they're literally If you've ever bought the David's Tea sampler packs, they have these nice little metal tins with the clear lids in them. I keep them because they are so handy for storing arts and craft nonsense. It's not even funny.
I gave mine to Chris. He stores little bits in them.
Oh,
for Warhammer models.
So handy. I know.
That's bits. BITZ. Bits.
Bits.
Yeah.
It's when you buy your tiny little toy army pieces to put together, you have multiple options for stuff, so you always have leftovers.
You know, one's little heads, one's little arms.
You always have extras.
Pistols, arms that are pointing.
You have more arms and weapons and heads than you do bodies. Do the best you can. Same for vehicles or anything else you make. So Diana made us cute little snow stitch markers. Snow cones. Ice cream cones?
Ice cream cones.
I call them snow cones.
Whatever.
So each of us, we got 3 each. So they're progress keepers for our knitting. They're very cute. What they are?
I learned a thing about the little snow cones. Now you got me calling them snow cones. I learned that you should not leave them in warm, sunny places.
For months,
as I did. I did have a few more of the little ice creams, but some of them are distinctly flat on one side now because I left them sitting in the sun and didn't think about it.
Mm-hmm.
So those ones are mine.
Mm-hmm.
I have ice creams that are very nice on one side and very flat on the other side.
There you go.
Whatever. They're still cute and I still love them.
I think it's totally fair that they're still cute and you still love them.
I think that's all of our yarn on the go.
I believe so, yeah.
I feel like I'm missing something. No,
I don't think so.
1, 2, 3. No, you're right. That's everything.
That's everything. It's because I don't have a painting to show everybody because I didn't give myself a painting.
Obviously, yes.
Because that's kind of crazy.
Didn't want to travel with mine because that seemed like a bad idea.
Yeah. No, they're meant to stay at home and go on walls. I also didn't frame them that way. You guys could frame them however you prefer to have things framed because framing is a very personal thing.
I'm legit just going to throw it up on a wall right now. It's leaning in front of the Kingdom Death box on the bookshelf in the dining room.
So did Red. Because she's like, hey, it goes on a wall. On a wall it went. I tend to not have... Well, I've got an assortment of frames because a lot of my stuff's inherited or gifted to me. But the stuff where I specifically bought it for myself, if it's a canvas print, which I prefer to buy over wall prints, they're not framed because I like the look of the no frame. But it's not for everybody. Some people like frames. True. I don't. You can look at my wall, which is off. You can look at the wall behind us, where my sister's art hangs. No frames. I prefer it that way.
Nice. Mm-hmm. We are on to some wool gathering.
Hey, there's only one really big thing in wool gathering, and that we're going to do a test run of a virtual knit night with everybody. If it goes well, then we're going to put it on as a Patreon supporter level. So keep an eye out on the Instagram and on the Facebook, because that is where all of the updated information is going to go in on Thursday for the Friday virtual knit night this week.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to be meeting up at, what time did you ask for? 8?
Yeah, I think so.
8 p.m. our time, and we are Central Standard Time right now?
We are Central Standard Time right now, and the time I wrote down is, starting at 8 o'clock.
Beautiful. So I don't know what that's going to work out for everybody else's time zones. There's no guarantee that we're going to keep them on Fridays, because I'm usually busy on Fridays, so we're probably going to move it into like a weekend sort of idea. But we want to test out the system, see how it works, and see if you guys are interested. So it is an open call to come join us on a virtual knitting thing and chat with us and spend some time with us.
Yeah. Where are we going to post the link for that?
Instagram.
Okay.
Instagram, yeah.
So come follow us on Instagram. We'll
there'll be a pretty picture of my keyboard, whatever I happen to be working on, with a time and a link.
Excellent.
Because that's what I do.
Well, I guess it'll be a link in profile because...
Yeah, link in profile.
Yeah. Because Instagram doesn't do links.
Instagram's not a huge fan of a lot of things in life. I kind of just make a deal. I mean, it'll also be on the Facebook group and stuff. I think the only place it might not end up going in is the Ravelry group.
Yeah.
Though, because I wouldn't know other than starting a thread for it.
Yeah.
And that could easily get lost. So yeah, look for it on Instagram and on Facebook. If I'm super on the ball, there'll be a link in the description box below. Because I've given it to Diana in time. No guarantees on that one.
We'll see how that goes.
I can't update my project pages on time. You guys don't hold out hope on that.
I can't update my project pages on time either.
But that's really it for Wool Gathering. It's just a reminder that we're going to do a virtual knit night on Friday.
I have a couple of things.
Sure.
One thing I just wanted to throw out there, the house guest that I've had for the last few days. I taught her to knit last night. She's joined us. Join us. She joined us. She joined the dark
Wool
side.
Gathering or Diana bragging?
I'm just really excited that there's a new knitter in the world.
She's going to be a very good knitter.
I'm really excited.
Oh, don't forget to use your coupon code because we got the podcast anniversary starting the 1st of January.
Yeah.
Yeah, do you remember what the coupon code is?
Northern Knits Podcast.
Nope.
No.
It's the Northern Knits
Cal
25. It's the Cozy Up Knits ladies from Grand Prairie, Alberta, and it'll save you 25% off all the patterns you buy from those ladies. So you can pick up your patterns post-Christmas after you've gotten all of your fantastic Christmas yarn. And join us for our podcast anniversary, the 2nd edition.
Yep. I'm going to make a hat.
I'm going to make more than one thing.
I might make more than one. No, I'm lying to myself. I have one more non-yarn related thing that's just absolutely adorable that I had to share.
Oh, geez. Okay.
I bought a new game yesterday.
Oh, yes, the game.
It is the Tea Dragon Society. It is apparently based on a graphic novel by Katie O'Neill.
Okay.
I just saw it on a shelf, and it was dragons and tea, and it had to come home with me.
Because it's dragons and tea.
It's dragons and tea,
understand.
and it's absolutely adorable.
Yeah, I fully understand.
Cute. It's dragons and tea. So I'll let you know how the gameplay is when I've actually, read the rules and played it.
That's fair.
Yeah. I just had to share that. I was really excited. The world needed to know that existed.
Shall we do a cup? Yes, events.
Events. So we just talked about the podcast anniversary.
We did. Starting on the 1st of January, whips are welcome. Because, really, whips are welcome. The more the merrier. Invite everybody you know. Yes, there will be prizes. It runs from the 1st of January to the last day of March. We are celebrating 2 full years of podcasting.
That's crazy.
And our birthdays, which happen to be a day apart in March.
I've stuck with very few hobbies for 2 years. Like 2 years consistently.
It's because I bully you.
It is. Also, knitting. I have independently stuck with knitting for just about 8 years now. It'll be 8 years at the end of January that I've been knitting.
Because I bully you.
Here, no.
I want to see how it sits.
Oh, okay.
That should be big enough for Aunt Jerry.
Oh, yeah. Because it's definitely big enough for me.
Yeah, and she's smaller than you.
Yeah.
So done. I will do my edging after we're done recording, and I'm finished.
Sweet.
Woohoo!
But yeah, no. Knitting I independently do. It's the podcasting that you bully me, and I do appreciate it because I really appreciate that. Like 2 years is a big milestone.
It's a huge milestone. I still enjoy doing it, so
Yeah, me too.
I always enjoy bullying you. That's always been quite fun for me, but it's because you're just like, okay, and I'm like, wow, make me feel like a jerk. Thanks, man.
Well, I don't know. Bully, update your project pages. Hypocrite,
Sure.
hypocrite,
I was
cough.
like, yeah. It's like pot calling the kettle black, ain't it?
Oh, yeah.
Okay,
100%.
just checking. Just checking.
I updated some pictures the other day.
Sure.
Just not all of them yet.
We're down to our last bit of chance and effort and time to get in your projects for the Year of the Sock knit along.
I'm doing poorly.
I'm doing even worse.
I got 5 pairs this year out of the desired 12.
I think I'm at 5 pairs if I get the Cup of Joe done on time before the year's up. So, knit a full pair of grown adult knitted socks and enter them into our monthly threads. December's still up. I'm going to yawn because I'm still caffeine free. And you get entered into the draw at the end of the year. There is more than one prize. It does include tea. And we're going to be picking up the bits and pieces, so we will be drawing sometime in January. Is it going to be like the first week of January? Probably not, you guys, because I'll be doing a lot of stuff for the podcast anniversary that first week. But they will get drawn in January, and then we'll look at getting the prizes out to everybody.
Nice.
Yeah. So that's wrapping up. We've got one starting. What else do we have going on? I'm participating in the Grinch Along, which means I'm not knitting Christmas presents for this year.
Same.
Super enjoying it. It's hosted
nice.
by the Knitmore girls. Always
Fun.
have fun. I never win a Grinch Along bag, and that's okay. I just like participating.
I haven't, actually entered anything.
I'm going to do some cooking and baking tonight, which I'll have fun with. And because it's Christmas baking, I'll probably take pictures of the finished vegan roast beast on my personal channel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That thing always looks delicious.
Oh, tastes delicious too, so it's not a problem. So I'll probably do that. But other than that, I think that moves us into the new year, and then a new year means new things.
Yep.
So we'll see what happens. I will be going out to Saskatoon to visit my mom for a month in the spring in Diana, and I believe you are gone in the spring or summer for hiking.
Spring.
So we may be doing via distance.
Pending Brexit.
Oh, that's right, because that's happening, isn't it?
Yeah, Brexit is going to be a thing at the end of March, so if that goes horribly, then we won't be going there in May.
That makes sense, and I'm gone. Mind you, we'll just do distance while I'm in Saskatoon, because I'm gone usually from April to May.
Yeah, we'll work it out.
Yeah.
Brexit might affect a Canadian knitting podcast, guys.
So wide-reaching. Well, what I'm thinking is if we're doing it via distance, are you taking one of your laptops with you?
Oh, definitely.
So then we can just record via distance while you're in...
Yeah, assuming we have decent internet.
Yeah,
I don't know. I don't know what the internet is like in Scotland. It should be fine.
I'm sure we will be fine. There are many people in Scotland who YouTube.
This is true.
We will be okay.
The distance is smaller. It's easier to get internet to everybody.
That's fair. So we'll be via distance for a chunk of time this year, and that's just due to our traveling plans being separate from each other. So that's a thing, which is fine. We've done it before.
Yep.
We can do it again. I have to go. Midnight Cravings rented a house because they're getting that big, and they're turning it into a dye studio, and their front living room space is going to be in a small shop.
That sounds amazing.
Mary made me promise to come visit. I'm like, oh, you bet I'm coming.
Okay, can we like
going in the spring? I'm going to sit on that couch in that front of that house, and I'm going to knit on Midnight Cravings yarn in the Midnight Cravings store. I'm so excited.
Okay, but you can even like Skype me in or like FaceTime me or the Android version of FaceTime.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll Google Hangout you in.
Yeah.
This is not a problem.
Okay.
I'm taking my mommy.
I'll
mom's
join
like
you virtually.
Yeah, my mom's like, I have to go test out their couches.
Obviously.
Duh.
This is very important.
This is so happening, Mother. Because they are great girls, and they make amazing yarn, and I love it. And I'm so happy and so excited for them. I cannot wait to go see them in person in Saskatoon in their own store. I'm so pumped. And also,
That's so
Saskatoon
exciting.
has 3 knitting stores. Winnipeg, what are you doing?
Winnipeg, up your game.
Up your game, Winnipeg. I understand I'm technically yelling at myself because I could just get off my keister and do it.
Good.
Yeah, the internet's
What are you
probably-
doing, Jocelyn?
I'm napping. Because I'm tired because you have a voice in your head, okay? Listen, there are video games that need playing. The Steam Winter Sale has occurred. Do you want to buy my birthday gift early?
Maybe.
It's because so many of them are on sale and they're down to a decent price. And I'm just like, not fair, Steam. Not fair. Not cool.
Okay.
I gotta go in and I gotta curate my list and I gotta go, I'm buying these. Well, it's because I really want that Pillars of Eternity 2, but I want the full package.
Oh, yeah,
and
yeah.
it's 35% off right now. So that makes that $80 game like $50-$60.
That's true.
I'm like, that's a feasible amount of money to spend on a game.
Yes.
And I don't want like just the intro game. I want the deluxe edition where you have all the stuff.
Get all the stuff.
Why would I not do
Clearly.
that? But then I get distracted by like Subnautica. That's right. You run around in a sub. Kind of want that game too.
Okay, wait. Pillars of Eternity.
Pillars of Eternity 2 Deadfire. Which is pirate ships, fantasy exploration, and god killing.
Okay.
Can't go wrong with that.
Subnautica.
Which is you're in a sub.
Oh, guys, I'm getting a Switch. So if you have Nintendo Switch game recommendations, I'm so down for that.
There's a 12-year-old upstairs getting one for Christmas. She earned her money for half of it. You can always ask her what she should get. She'll be...
I feel like I don't have too much in common with the gaming desires of a 12-year-old.
I don't know. You play Pokemon Go.
I maintain an account for my 6-year-old nephew to play with. Let's be honest.
I don't know. I've been looking at the others. I think I'm going to probably upgrade this year to a new Xbox.
Nice.
I'm not traveling to Knit City this year. I'm saving for a circular sock machine. I can't justify both in 1 year, and I really want a circular sock machine.
You've been saying that for like a year.
Yeah.
Over a year.
I really want one, and I still really want one, so I think I will put off Knit City this year, and I will get that instead, and go to Knit City next year.
Where you can have all sorts of knit socks.
Well, that, and you'll also be free to go with me next year.
Also true, yeah.
Yeah, whereas
I
I'd be
just
like,
won't have enough vacation time this year with
no,
the honeymoon.
no, not even remotely. And then I feel like it'd be weird not to go with you.
Yeah.
Be like I'm missing something. So I'm like, as much as I love Knit City, and I really do, I don't think I am this year. I think I'll do it next year. I could potentially change my mind if there's a spare room somewhere and somebody needs someone to help them split rent or hotel fees. I may honestly just go join other people. But as of right now, I don't think I'm going to do Knit City this year.
Fair enough.
Which works. But yeah, I definitely want a circular sock machine and a new Xbox this year. These are the things I plan for, guys.
It's important.
It is. But I think that's it for us for the day.
All right.
Whew, by the time you guys see this, it'll be after Christmas, so hopefully you had a good holiday.
Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, Happy Holidays.
Hanukkah's already over.
Okay, well, belated Happy Hanukkah. I don't know when
Solstice
things are.
is over. There's still Chinese New Year, and I know I'm missing a Christmas. Somebody still have Christmas in January, but I forget who.
Yeah. Happy whatever it is that you have.
Happy, joy.
Merry celebrations.
All seasonal greetings!
Happy non-denominational wintertime gift-giving season.
There's just no way to cover them all. You guys, we love you. We're so glad you were with us this year. We've got one more episode for the end of the year, which you'll see at the start of the new year, so we'll celebrate the start of 2019. Get your knitting challenge bingo cards prepped. Mm-hmm. Don't forget to join us for the virtual live, because that'll be fun, and it'll be the only open one. After that, it'll go onto the Patreon feed for Patreon members for us to help support us do stuff, like have more prizes and giveaways for everybody. And then after that, I'll say, until next week, I'm Jocelyn.
And I'm Diana.
And no matter where your week takes you, don't forget to knit. And because we're in person, it's in time.
Yeah.
All right. I think you need to read me your dinosaur storybook.